So here we are, folks. It was Mark Twain who said, "It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so that does." And I feel this is a great theme for the topic over the next few minutes. And that is working with or trying to create certainty in our lives, especially when it is pretty uncertain and we are surrounded by uncertainty. Our minds are built to create certainty. It is an evolutionary concept. Uncertainty is a threat to our survival. And what our mind does, it will build in assumptions in the deep subconscious. It will fill the gaps of what we don't know. And it can actually create an illusion. And what happens is when we are not prepared for uncertainty, it can sneak up on us. And when it hits us, we are stunned. It's like that cartoon character that is running off the cliff. As it runs off the cliff, the head's up and it's running, it's on that illusionary pathway until it looks down, it sees there's nothing. And the last thing you see is a surprised look as it disappears from sight. And I feel this is what can happen to us. So we can actually create illusions in just about every aspect of our life. It can manifest in our boardrooms, in our meetings where we sit there and we've got an idea or a belief system as to how things should be done, and we're not interested in anybody else's. And if we get presented with facts that maybe counter what we believe and we are wanting to be certain and we are right, what can happen, it's called cognitive dissonance. We end up changing the facts in the environment to meet our belief system, and this creates an illusionary reality. And we see this in every other aspect of our lives. It's not just necessarily in the meetings and business. We see it with marriage. I'm not saying for you, please, but what can happen is as soon as we get that marriage contract, there's a sense of certainty, and it can remove that mystery of the relationship, which is still required for a healthy relationship to keep on going. And yes, we can see it in our day-to-day lives, trying to do everything perfectly, trying to be perfect. I want to be certain that I am right, that everything is going to go according to plan. Well, it doesn't. We make mistakes, and that is part of accepting uncertainty into life, is to accept that we make mistakes. And I feel this is where it is so important to actually allow the discomfort of uncertainty into our lives, because what you resist persists. The anxiety that sneaks in at 2 o'clock in the morning when our mind scans the future and it starts to build in stories to create certainty about the future. And sometimes those stories are not necessarily very happy stories. We're creating an illusion of catastrophe. And trying to do everything instead of letting go of that control. A vital part of accepting uncertainty is to let go of the control, not doing everything for everybody else, because if you need to get done something properly, you've got to do it yourself. That may allow us to actually have a better quality of life, to maybe become more present to the moment. It doesn't necessarily mean this discomfort will disappear, but as we accept that there is uncertainty in life, maybe the discomfort is less intense. And when we are hit with uncertain moments, when things don't go according to plan, our mental capacity is better prepared to accept and to deal with those twists and turns in life. One of the most important things I do when faced with uncertainty, as I do every day of my life, is to remind myself of my intentions. Go to the end results, not necessarily worry about the how I'm going to get there, but energize myself with my intentions. And yes, that helps pull me through the uncertainty that I face. And yes, as we accept uncertainty into our life, it is about accepting that I am good enough with what I have right now. And yes, I aspire to be more, but with the sense of good enough, I stop running away from uncertainty. I use my energy more. I'm more focused on how I use my energy. And yeah, folks, just pay attention over the next week to where you're trying to create certainty and there just isn't. And maybe, let go of that control a bit and let the mystery unfold in front of you. So those are just some thoughts. And until we chat again, take care and stay aware.